How much dowry do you want?
500K to
500K to 600K high?
That's how it is in our area.
Can I ask if you would need a dowry to get married?
No, I wouldn't. Can you give an approximate number for the dowry? I think with my conditions, it should be at least 5 million.
Can you please tell me about your conditions?
I'm 1.8 meters tall, have a house and a car, and also have millions.
I mean your personal conditions, not your criteria for a partner.
As for my personal conditions, I graduated with a bachelor's degree. I'm about 1.7 meters tall, live with my dad, and my job is related to finance, with a monthly salary of around $3,500.
So your requirement is approximately a 5 million dowry.
Yes, I think that's a pretty basic requirement.
How much dowry is needed to marry?
In our area, it's 800,000.
800,000? Do you think that's a lot?
I don't think it's a lot. It depends on your workability. If you're very capable at work, then it's not much. If your workability is average, you might find it a bit more.
Miss, where are you from?
I'm from Guangdong.
How much is the dowry in Guangdong now? Approximately.
I think it depends on the economic conditions. It should be around 100,000 yuan.
Do you think that exactly 10 yuan is a lot?
I don't think it's a lot.
What amount do you think is considered good?
I think 500,000 yuan is good. It shows your sincerity without being excessively high, so it's quite appropriate.
Do you also need to buy a house and a car?
Personally, I think buying a house in Shenzhen is a bit difficult. Buying in surrounding cities or in Pingshan, Dongguan, or Zhuhai, I can accept.
Where are you from?
Jiangxi.
All from Jiangxi?
Yes.
How much dowry is needed to marry you?
We Jiangxi women are expensive. They're about 380,000. Oh, I'm not that scary. Don't be scared. About 100,000. No, that's not it.
Sister, how much dowry is needed to marry you?
About 2 million.
2 million, that's a lot.
Not much. In Chengdu, you can't even buy a house with that.
If a guy doesn't have 2 million, would you still marry him?
Definitely not. If he doesn't even give a dowry, am I marrying him to suffer? I've never suffered since I was a child.
Sister Zhao, what dowry to marry you? Not too much, not too little, about 1 million. That's quite high. How about 80,000?
For this kind of thing, it can definitely be more, not less. I don't accept anything below that.
Do you think a guy with a monthly salary of 3,000 can date you?
Not even a dog would date him.
How much dowry is needed to marry you?
2 houses, 3 million, and a car.
Do you think 1 million at the age of 25 is a harsh condition for guys?
Not harsh at all. At 25, you can earn several millions.
What are you doing now at the moment?
Student, I don't have a job.
What height do you consider short for a guy?
About.
How much dowry is needed to marry you?
At least 2 million?
1.99 million, okay?
No, not even a penny less.
If a guy has no car or house but has a dowry of 2 million, would you marry him?
That won't do. Must be a dowry. And he must have a car and a house.
How much dowry do you want when you get married?
When getting married, 5 million.
What percentage of 5 million?
5 million dowry.
If he can't afford it, would you still consider marrying him?
If he can't afford it, then he shouldn't marry me.
Why is that? If the man requires 5 million, how much do you have to give?
I would give him
Right.
10 million. I would give him 10 million, yes.
If he doesn't have that much money, would you still go and be with him?
No.
Do you know why I can't get married? Come, let me show you. Oh, Mom!
Yes?
How much dowry is exactly needed in order to marry me?
30,000.
300,000.
300,000. And how much is the dowry exactly? Is the dowry 300,000?
30,000.
30,000?
Yes.
Did you see that? That's why I can't get married. Is there anyone who would marry me? Is there anyone who dares to marry me?
What is your view on the increasing number of exorbitant bride prices?
The bride price is one aspect of the traditional Chinese marriage system, and it has existed in China for thousands of years. In ancient times, a man could establish marital relationships with more than one woman, but not vice versa. So if you look at the character for marry in the context of a man marrying a wife, it consists of the characters for take and woman, meaning that by marrying a woman, you gain a woman. Now, looking at the character for marry in the context of a woman, it consists of the characters for woman and home, meaning that when a woman marries, she enters a new home. The bride price system requires the man to give a certain amount of money and property to the woman's parents when getting engaged or married. From then on, the woman will enter the man's family to take care of the husband and children, do housework, and not go out of the house. Therefore, in traditional marriages, the status of men and women was very unequal, with the bride being purchased like an object by the groom, which is how the bride price system came into being. Thus, in ancient times, marrying off a daughter was akin to selling a daughter, because in the past, with low productivity, many families would lose the labor force of a daughter they had painstakingly raised for years once she got married. So for the man, the bride price is a kind of compensation to the woman's family for raising their daughter. This also explains why, according to tradition, the bride price must be given to the bride's parents. From another perspective, the bride price system in ancient times was essentially a bargaining chip for the groom's side to buy out the bride's future, a social custom that completely objectified and rationalized women.
Any girl who demands a high bride price is not genuinely aiming for marriage. They are aiming for divorce. Don't believe it, Biao. Think about it. If a mother-in-law likes a son-in-law, how could she bear to ask him for such a high bride price? If you like this girl, would you be willing to make things difficult for her? In fact, it's all the same. It's because she doesn't like you enough. That's why she asked for such a high bride price to console you. So, anyone who wants a high bride price has a bit of that kind of motive. Don't say it's just to provide security for your own child. Who will provide security for the man? So, those unreasonable high bride prices shouldn't be like that, because they are not aimed at marriage in the first place.
Try having the bride's family give the groom's family hundreds of thousands as a bride price and see if they still dare to divorce. What is the real reason for the increasing divorce rate? The fundamental reason is that the cost for women to divorce and marry is too low. When getting married, try having the bride's family buy a car and a house and see if they still dare to casually mention divorce. Let the woman give the man a dowry of hundreds of thousands of yuan and see if they dare to mention divorce. Let the woman be responsible for supporting the family after marriage and see if the divorce rate is still that high. Currently, the cost for women to get married is too low. They can earn a sum from the bride price when getting married and another sum from divorce. Otherwise, why would they so easily mention divorce? They dare to, right? And what about us guys? We get skinned once when we get married and then skinned again when we get divorced. Brothers, what do you think about this situation?